The longer you live out here in Europe, the more stupid you feel like because you'll be in a conversation with people and they'll have conversation about like specific nuance, historical like stuff in a conversation and everyone gets it. They're talking about like something from like some 18th century accord or some city that everyone happens to know, and they're talking about it. They're going deep into these conversations. You're just sitting there nodding. You're trying not to pull your phone out in front of everyone to, type in ChatGPT, what is this city and what are they talking about? You're just kind of nodding, but not trying not to out yourself that you don't know what they're talking about. You're hoping that it's going to end soon, but they just go deeper and deeper into different centuries and different, beefs that, some country or city you never heard of is beefing against another country you just heard of. And they're going deep. You're trying to finish your shushuska, but it's not going fast enough. Everyone's casually going deeper and deeper in these conversations. And you're just hoping for them to talk about something American or something about sports or something about the UK you heard randomly on a TikTok or something.
Can someone explain to me why I'm a fucking idiot, please? So a quick story time. I love to drink coffee, as an example. And my good old beverage purchase when I go to any old coffee shop is a latte. I get a latte. So someone explain to me why all week I was walking around fucking Milan, going into every coffee shop, ordering a latte, sipping it and thinking, why does this taste weird? Then it gets to the end of the week. I go to the woman, the barista lady, and I'm like, can I get a latte? And she's like, do you want that with coffee? Yeah, of course I want it with fucking coffee. That's what I said, I want a latte. What are you talking about? Don't want it with coffee. That's what a latte is coffee. Turns out latte's milk. Fuck me. In Italian, latte means milk. So all week I've been going to these Italian coffee shops and asking people for fucking steamed milk. Oh, this coffee tastes weird. Oh, fuck's sake.
Being an American in France is like a complete 180 from your regular life. So here are some of my culture shocks as an American 1 month into studying abroad in France. The first one has to be that there's no dryers and the washing machine is in the kitchen. Hold on, let me show you this. Here's all our clothes just out drying. And it takes at least a day for all of your clothes to be dry. And the apartment elevators are miniature. Like, that can comfortably fit one person. But there have been times where other people will get in with you and you just feel so uncomfortable because you're way too close to them. And the cigarettes. Pretty much every single person smokes here. Like, everyone. Even in school, our classes are 3 hours long, but we have a 15-minute break right in the middle. And every single student gets up and goes to smoke for that 15 minutes. It's like a smoke break being built into the class time. And then going to what's deemed acceptable to wear outside. Wearing something like this, like leggings and a sweatshirt, no, unacceptable. If you're not dressed nice, everyone's like, that's an American.
Can someone please tell me why Europe gatekeeps ibuprofen? Ever since I turned 30, my body just decides to fall apart doing the most normal shit. Little example, I went to the thrift store the other day and I was trying on a shirt, a basic shirt, nothing interesting about it, and I tweaked my neck. I go to the convenience store for ibuprofen as one does. I am dreading talking to anyone that works there because I just moved to Spain and I was like, shit, my Spanish is not that good. What even is the word for medication? What is the word for ibuprofen? What's the word for aisle? I finally have the balls to approach this woman that works there and I go up with Google Translate in hand and I ask, where is the ibuprofen? This woman looks at me like I have 3 heads. So I start acting out pain, like, back hurt, ibuprofen. She still doesn't know what I'm talking about. I grab the nearest man. I ask him, can you ask her where the ibuprofen is? He's like, they don't sell ibuprofen here. I was like, what do you mean? Told me I needed to go to the pharmacy, at which time I'm like, no, ibuprofen, like the just regular schmegular ibuprofen. I don't need a pharmacist. I don't need a doctor. Turns out not only do they sell ibuprofen and cold medication and everything like that at the pharmacy and not at the grocery store, you have to actually consult someone, talk to a pharmacist to convince them of your symptoms or tell them of your symptoms. They evaluate you and then they decide what you get. I really need to work on my Spanish. I was struggling so hard. No more charades for me. We got to get it together.
Something that grinds my gears about living in the Netherlands, and I'm not going to get used to it, is people speaking to you like you're an idiot for asking questions. Like, maybe it's your waiter, or maybe it's store staff or something like that. But you ask them a simple question and they act like it's the dumbest thing they've ever heard in the world. Like, they come across often like that weird incel kid at school that thinks they're better or smarter than everyone else because they know some facts about trains or fighter jets.
So we are just two dumb tourists in a French gas station. We bought this lemon juice because I thought it looked really nice. Little lemonade. Open it. Show them the entrance of it. And I did say right before we bought it, I'm like, do you think it might just be lemon juice? Look at that.
So it only comes out like a drop at a time.
Careful. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be drinking in the car
It's
today.
like a sauce.
God, people are going to think we're such idiots.
Here we are.
When I go to Italy and I'm like, oh my God, I could eat pizza and gelato every single day and I lose weight and feel great. And all the people that are like, it's because you're on vacation. It's because you're walking more. It's because of all this stuff. Well, I just got back from Santa Barbara, which has always been my reasoning is like, guys, I don't just vacation in Italy. I vacation in lots of places. I don't feel the same. So I just got back from Santa Barbara, which I want to make a video on, like loved it. It was super great, but we ate out a lot. I don't know if you know about Santa Barbara, but you can walk everywhere and we're a walking family. So we walk everywhere. We average like 17,000 steps a day. Me and my husband ran because we had our jogging stroller. We did a 10K every day that we were there, like ran a 10K and then walked the rest of the day to the restaurants, the zoo, blah, blah, blah. I am in like full detox mode. I feel disgusting. It's really a shame because I went to Italy for 35 days with like no restraints and came back like feeling toned and thin and beautiful and glowing. I really think the food situation in the United States makes living here harder. You have to be like on guard all the time, even on vacation. That's one of the reasons I love going to Italy because I'm like, oh, I can just finally enjoy some pasta without like bloating or feeling disgusting. Secondly, the obvious thing is just our food quality. It's just doesn't taste the same. It's loaded with seed oils, with oil, with salt, with all sorts of stuff that just makes you feel bad. And it's such a bummer, you know, because eating those things and enjoying life is like a right. There's a whole health argument I could make in another video, but what about the just like make life enjoyable argument?
If y'all needed any more reasoning as to why I'm leaving the country, take a look at this absolute abomination of city planning. Unfortunately, this is how most of America looks outside of big cities. This is not a country anymore, but a functional economic zone that you are meant to contribute to until your life ends. And maybe if you're lucky, every year or two, you can take a vacation to actually live for once somewhere else in the world.
5 things I will never buy again after coming back from Europe. When I was in Europe, all my bloating went away, inflammation was gone, I felt amazing, I had no fatigue, and I'm trying to replicate that now that I'm back in the US. Starting off with number 1 being coffee. 90% of coffee sold in the US is full of mold. The US has 0 federal limit on mold in coffee, versus in Europe it is 5 parts per billion, which is literally nothing. When coffee suppliers test their beans and there's mold, the EU won't take it. But those beans, instead of being rejected, get sent over to the US. That's terrible. For that reason, I started drinking only Italian roasted coffee. Number 2, we have citric acid, which is literally in everything. Like me, you've probably been told over the years, oh, it comes from lemon zest or orange zest. Wrong. That may be the case in Europe, but not in the US. In the US, citric acid is fermented black mold from GMO corn. Are we kidding? No wonder everyone's having all of these histamine issues. Citric acid is literally in almost everything from pasta sauce to candy to chips to electrolyte drinks. So looking for a non-GMO citric acid or no citric acid at all is the way to go. Next up, we have glyphosate, which is a weed killer. It is sprayed on a lot of our crops like corn, wheat, soy, fruits, vegetables. So making sure to not only buy organic, but if you can find certified glyphosate free, that is the way to go. Organic is like not even organic anymore. It's awful. Number 4, we have natural flavors, because what in this scam? Natural flavors is nothing natural about it. It's made from 100 different undisclosed chemicals that you have no idea what you're eating, and again, horrible if you have histamine issues. Natural flavors, similar to citric acid, seems to be in everything, so finding products without it is the way to go because you want to know what you're putting in your body. And number 5 is switching away from plastic water bottles and switching to only glass water bottles. I was buying Mountain Valley, but I've heard recently there's like super high levels of arsenic, so I need to find something else. Those are just 5 of the things that I've cut so far. If you want me to make a part 2 with other things that I'm cutting and why, I will share. I'm trying to replicate how I felt in Europe, in the US. So far, it's been very challenging. I swear there's chemicals and everything. So that is what I'm doing so far, but I will keep you updated. I would love if you gave me a follow and stick around, and thanks for watching.
My friend was in Netherlands the other day, so he needed some help at a gas station. And he approached this employee and he asked, "Excuse me, can you help me?" The employee said, "Well, I work here, so I guess so." So the other day was in Amsterdam, and he went to a place in Central Station. that sold breakfast yogurt parfaits. The menu said red fruit or yellow fruit. So my friend asked, what is the yellow fruit? And the woman said, what do you think it is? Hello everyone, my name is Anthony. I am the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
Americans prefer living in Europe.
When I was in America for 27 years, I was like, America's the best country in the world. We have everything. We have more of it. Everybody wants our culture, our movies, our music. So then I moved to Europe. My first plan was, I will come here, I will visit every country in Europe, and then I will go home.
He met
and
me.
Some art teacher. Then I'm like, yo, I think this system is better. If you have a baby here, the mother is entitled to paid maternity leave. Americans don't even know what that means. If I were to be here and I break my arm, it's within the healthcare. You feel sick, go to the doctor, check it out. You don't have to pay. In America, you pay for every single step of the way. My son or my daughter, she will go to college for free. In America, it's like $1 trillion industry trying to get into college.
Yeah.
You need a scholarship. You need to earn that. It's like $20,000 in debt, $40,000 in debt.
The student loans are fuck, that's crazy.
Food is more expensive, all this kind of stuff. So now I look at Czech Republic is a super peaceful country, and I believe that the Czech system for myself is better.
Culture shock in Italy. Part 1. Something tells me there's going to be many parts to this. I just made a very failed attempt to try to get my nails done. You see, here they don't have nail salons like we do back in the States. They have estheticians. So it's kind of like the same vibe as going to get your nails done in a hair salon. No wall of colors, no people yelling at you to pick one. So I enter into this place and I say I would like a manicure and a pedicure. And she says to me, for when? In my mind, I was like, right now. Joke was on me. So she's flipping pages in her book and she finally stops and she looks up at me and she's like, how's February 8th sound? I think it's safe to say that I did not get my nails done.
I'm at a grocery store in Paris and it's actually shocking how much smaller everything is. This is the deodorant. For reference, it's tiny. I usually buy something double the size of that in a pack of like 2 or 3 at one time. It would last me a week. This is a travel size. Crazy. These are the body washes. What do you mean? They do sell larger ones, but it's the size of a normal American body wash. This is a Dove bottle, for example. Maybe a third of the size. Same with the produce. These are what we would consider baby strawberries. Americans would pay $17 at Erewhon for one of these. Oh wow, this is a full pineapple. I don't know if you can tell, but it's little. Look at these little lettuce heads. The perfect size. 2 liters are not a thing. 1.25. No one needs 2 liters of soap.
I'm an American living in Germany, and somehow when I go out, people always know that I'm from the US or that I speak English. What about my outfit or how I look right now screams American? Please tell me, because I feel like I'm blending in. It's super hot here today. I just walked, this is all my groceries. I brought my own bag. I bought a soda, sunglasses. I do wear my AirPods. Is that weird? Maybe it's AirPods. How do people know? This happens to me all the time. And I can speak German, so I don't know why they immediately start talking to me in English. It's so crazy. Also, I live in a small town in Germany. It's not like I'm in Berlin or Munich where everybody speaks English. This is a small-ish city. Let me know your thoughts. I think I actually bought all of these clothes here anyways, so.
Being a black person in Europe is fucking.
Why didn't anyone tell me that in the UK, when someone asks if you're all right, they're not actually asking if you're all right? I moved from America to the Cotswolds about 3 weeks ago, and the first time someone asked me this question, I answered. I said, actually, I'm a little stressed. I have no idea where I'm going. I didn't know I had to bring my shopping bag, and I forgot my wallet. When apparently the correct response is, yeah, you, and you keep walking.
Things about my Greek home I've just gotten used to as an American living in Greece. I no longer lock my door because, well, we live in a really safe neighborhood, but also the door just locks on its own. We don't have a dishwasher, so we wash all of our dishes by hand. On days we don't have enough sun, because we get all of our power via solar, so on days that we don't get enough sun, you come in here. If you want hot water, you press on the hot water button. Living on a Greek island, you can't put toilet paper down the drain in the toilet, so you have to put it in the trash. On a Greek island, you also cannot drink the tap water. So instead, we use these bottles of water to brush our teeth. Living in Greece is all about indoor-outdoor living. So to get upstairs, I have to come outside to get back inside to my room. And since we don't have a dryer in the house, we have to dry all of our clothes on a drying rack outside.
The Netherlands is often called the best place in the world to be a kid. Dutch kids are famously the happiest in the world. They get to eat chocolate sprinkles for breakfast, but more importantly, they have an incredible amount of independence. They can bike to school, visit friends, and go to the park, all without a parent in sight. Jane Jacobs, the famous urban activist, wrote about a concept called eyes on the street in a book, The Death and Life of Great American Cities. Let's discuss about it. The idea is simple. A city street is safe when there are people around. When buildings face the street and there is foot traffic, there are eyes keeping watch. In a Dutch neighborhood, there are people walking, cycling, and sitting on their front stoops. If a child falls or gets into trouble, there is always an adult nearby who will notice. In North America, we have built car-dependent suburbia that is effectively desolate for anyone not in a car. When I walk through my old hometown, it's depressing. If something happened to me, hundreds of people might drive by in their cars, but they wouldn't even notice. They are sealed in their metal boxes, focused on the road ahead. I can't blame them. The statistics back this up. Traffic fatalities in many developed nations have fallen since the 70s. Pedestrian deaths in the United States and Canada have actually increased in the last decade. So I was in the UK, and one thing that fascinated me is people jogging and walking their dogs while it rained. I come from a very hot climate, and while we love the rain, we avoid it. Because we only leave our houses when it's dry, or offices or cars when it's absolutely necessary. It really shocked me because I even learned not to use an umbrella for a light rain. I am a pro level when I visit new places and it starts raining. This probably is not something that a tourist would notice during a short-term stay in the United Kingdom. But the British class system and the general obsession with social class that British people have is a really strange but also fascinating aspect of British culture from a foreigner's perspective. The real thing is that it can be dictated by accent. A Southern English person with a posh accent but from a council estate could be regarded as middle class, but a Northern Irishman who is well off might be regarded as working class. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section about your experience or your culture shock in Europe, and please name the country. So what I usually say is stay alert, stay focused, don't fail for the government psyop. Nice to meet you. Until the next video, thank you for your attention to this matter.